Students, we are going to talk about Ascii, Ansci, and Unicode. These are all standards used to represent character data types in computers. Unicode is the character standard by which all computers speak to one another today. Some years ago, though, Ascii, an earlier character standard, got incorporated into Unicode. With Unicode and Ascii, a character is a single symbol, and these symbols are agreed upon globally using a standard, and these standards are called Unicode and Ascii. Unicode and Ascii are both based on a series of ones and zeros. However, no one likes to interpret numbers using ones and zeros, so we convert the numbers into different character data types. Ascii was the character standard for a long time, but once globalization started to happen, Unicode became the character standard of the world because it can hold far more symbols than Ascii. For our purposes, though, we are going to use these characters to make Ascii art. And Ascii art looks like this. And I'm sure you've seen this before on social media, and this is what we are going to be working with. Okay, students, one of the first things that we're going to do to start working on our Ascii art is to open up Notepad. So in order to do that, you need to go to Start and then type in Notepad. Down here at the bottom, right there, you're going to type in Notepad, and then you will open this program right here, the simple text editor. In addition to having Notepad open, which is your text editor that you will use to edit your Ascii art, you're also going to want to have a few different websites open as well. So let's talk about one of those. This one right here, you'll really like. It'll help you generate text. In this box right here, you could write something out. So I'm going to just write a name, and I might write, all right, Mr. Better. Okay. You can play around with the font. You might like something like that. Okay. So I'm going to take this one right here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to just highlight all of this, copy it, and then I'm going to go back over here to my text editor and right click and paste it in. Really easy to do that. Okay. And I'm going to move it down a little bit. Okay. One thing to make a note of is that there are a few of these different Ascii text generators. So I'm going to show you this one right here. You can put the text into here. I'm going to paste in Mr. Metter. Okay. And again, you have different fonts that you can choose. I'll click the Do It button right here. That should get it to change. Okay. So you can play around with what your font choice is. There's this site right here. There's this site right here. And then there's also this site as well. So let's see about that. Let's take a look at that. Okay, some interesting things here. Okay, a lot of different Ascii text generators for you to look at. Something else you'll want to do is to check out chris.com/Ascii. And this is a repository or a library of different Ascii art that's already been made. It's in a Ascii art collection. Okay. Now, you can do some different things here. I'm going to go to sports here, and we will go get a football picture. So what you can then do here is you can pick from a football picture, a lot of different ones there. I'm going to get the football player here, and I'm going to right-click, copy that, and then I'm going to paste that into my Notepad file here. Okay? And I don't really like how this is there, so I'm going to get rid of that. And what you can do is there's 3 characters there, so I'm going to back it up 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Now you'll notice that this is a little bit off kilter, So I'm going to bring those back by pressing my spacebar. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that looks good. I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to choose cut, and then I'm going to paste it up here. Okay, and I'm going to get rid of some of these spaces right here and bring them up like that. Okay, it looks pretty good. I'm liking that so far. Looking good. Okay, something else you can do is you can use a site called Mini Tools, and they have something here called Haggar Tools, and on there you have an Ascii art converter. This converts images to Ascii art. So what I'm going to do now is browse for a file, and I think I'm going to get the Buford Wolf logo here. I'm going to click Open, and I'm going to change this to 30 characters right here. So I change that to 30s because I don't want it to be too wide. And I'm going to click Convert. That will then give me a design here. I'm going to choose Get Code, and then I'm going to take all of this right here, and I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to open up my text editor here. I'm going to right click and hit paste. Now you'll notice that some of the code here you probably don't want, so I'm going to get rid of that stuff. Okay. So yeah, I don't want that little bit right there. I'm going to get rid of that. Okay. And then it looks like I accidentally erased my top line, so I'm going to copy that and bring it back. That looks pretty cool. So something you can do is you can move things around. Now it's kind of tricky, but what you will do is you will copy all the blank space. Okay. And I'm going to just get this right here, cut that, and I'm going to just start right here. I'm going to do that real quick. I want to put it on this row right here. Oh, that row. Okay. So you can start stitching things back together. This is how you slowly, meticulously move things around. Okay. Just like that. So it takes a little bit of time, but it's not too hard. You can just hit Control X and then Control V. Okay, that looks a little off, so I'm going to bring that over. Okay, there we go. I'm going to get this. Okay, I'm going to space that over to here, right there. Okay, that looks right. I'm going to bring that over. Okay, so that's how you start moving things around forward. Okay, so maybe what I'll do is I'll just keep his shoulders here. I'm going to get rid of that stuff. And I think maybe I'll just put this stuff just a little bit closer like this. That looks pretty cool. Something else you can do is you can use on Mini Tools, you can use the Ascii Art generator, which converts images to Ascii Art. So I'm going to browse for a picture, and I think I am going to get a paw print. Open that up, and I'm going to make this 20 characters. I'm going to click Convert. Now, Ascii Art will look a little bit different. It looks like this. It has sort of this shading to it. So I'm going to click here where it says Get Code, and I'm going to get that. Click Copy, open my text file up, and I'm going to paste that in. Okay. So I think I am going to, I'm liking that. Okay. Looks pretty good. You know what? I might paste that over just a little bit. That you just have to go row by row, use your arrow keys on your keyboard. That'll help you move that over. So it can be time consuming, but just be patient. Okay, there you go. So that kind of looks like an old school video game. It's looking pretty cool. Something else that you can do is you can use a Unicode text generator. So I'm just going to write my name in here, my last name, and I'm going to click show. Okay, and I have all these little choices that I can pick from. And one thing that you can do with this is you can get these blocks here, and I think I'm going to steal this one right here. I'm going to right click and hit copy. I'm going to open up my text file, and I think I'm going to get rid of that. I need some space here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to paste that in there. You can start to build things that way. Okay, so just imagine if you pasted into here your name. So that's another way that you could build things and have things looking pretty cool. Just imagine your name making up the Buford Wolf. That's kind of a neat idea. Okay. Something to think about. Something that I sort of alluded to just a second ago is you can build your name out of Unicode or Ascii characters. Here I've decided to build my first name out of my last name. So I'm going to start putting that together like so, just like that. And I have pieces that I have copied. Like I have these, I can just copy, paste. And the key commands are Control C, copy, and Control V for paste. Now, what I'm doing is I'm taking these Unicode letters and ASCII letters here, and I'm slowly building my name. So you really can build with these little blocks. So I'm going to start working on the letter A now. Okay. And you just kind of have to carve some space out, and put it back in, just like that. Okay. So you can see how that's working. Something else that you can use is alt codes. There'll be a little sheet that'll give you some reference codes here for the different key commands. So I'm going to look at this one right here, Alt 178. And what you do to make stuff with this is you actually hold your Alt key down, and then on your keypad, the numbers on the right-hand side of your keyboard, while you're holding the Alt key down, if you type in 178, it'll make this dark black block. Okay, you can start building with that. So what I'll do now is I'll take that and I'm going to copy that, and then I can just paste it. Doing Control V, okay, and you can draw things that way. So I just use this Alt code right here called Alt 178. So if you get in the habit of that, you can very quickly start drawing out things, and you can even change your tone, okay, from Alt 176. So you see how I have sort of a gradient going there? Alt 178, Alt 178, Alt 177, Alt 177, Alt 176, Alt 176. So that's these three right here. Okay? So that gives you some different shading options. So you can really do some really crazy looking drawings if you wanted to give yourself a tone there. Let's talk about saving your work. So what you can do then is go up here to File, and then go to Save As. And I want you guys to click your computer, and you guys have a folder called your H drive. So look for your H folder, give your ASCII file a name, and save it to your H folder. When you have finished your ASCII picture, copy it. I think I'm just going to copy this right here. I'm going to right click and choose copy. And then I'm going to open up you would open up your email, and you can paste it into here. Now you'll notice that it doesn't look right when it pastes into here. So you'll have to right click, and then you are going to go down here and change the text to fixed width, and that will fix it. Okay. And then you can send it to me, Mr. Adam Metter. That's my name. Okay. So when you're done with your assignment, you can email it in. Just remember, when you paste it, the font will probably be on sans serif like this, and it'll be jumbled up. Just highlight all of that and change it to fixed width, and then it'll look correctly. Now it'll look really great. And one thing you can do with this is we can set it as your email signature.